Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Jerry What the What Diamond. This is episode number 5, and I know a lot of people are asking, hey Jerry, what happened to episode number 4? I haven't seen that yet. Well, I had some computer difficulties this past week. Technology's a real pain in the ass. So I'm doing this one, and so hopefully tomorrow I'll get this one up as well as last week's podcast up on there as well. How's everybody doing today, huh? What a wonderful day today, huh? Unbelievable, yes. And technology, I tell you, is a wonderful thing when it works. When it doesn't work, everything just goes kaput. Something like that, or yeah, or especially when you're working on things. There was a time back in the computers didn't get really going until like in the mid '80s. When I graduated in 1888, but back in '87, that's '86, they were starting to come out. And the floppy disk back then, for those who don't know, like my daughter considered me the dinosaur years. They, back when my first computers came out, they had the floppy disk where you had to put the disk into a little, and then they'd have all your stuff on there that you have on there saved up there, like a little disk, but in a floppy disk way, So, I went to college. I graduated high school in '88, and then I went to college to take up computers. I was going to be a computer technician, and that kind of went. And that's happened to that situation. I had everything all take up, up to grade, and everything was all on there. All my stuff was on, the material was on there, and then when it came time for the final exam. Majority of the exam was based on what you had on your floppy disk, and the other 25% was, on paper and everything. So you did it that way. And when I went to use the computer in college, put it in there, my computer, the disk that was already in, the floppy disk that was already in there went. That's happened. All my information on my disk. So the teacher was like, well, you come back in the summertime, and we'll give you incomplete, come back in the summertime, you can do it all over again. And I was like, that wasn't going to happen. So I didn't go back to college after that. So, but now technology is, everything about technology today, everything's all computerized. You got your computers, you get your iPads, you have the tablets, and even the cars today are computerized. And if they all go down in a heartbeat, that's what you get. So, but I was in the year where they had the technology where it was easier. You could change the alternator, battery, spark plugs in your car. Today you can't even do that. There's more engine in that car than there is anything else. You can't even get your hands in there. Plus all the computer technicians and all the wires and everything all computerized are very sensitive. So you can't, do anything that you want to do, how to do. So that's that. So like I said, tomorrow, hopefully this episode I didn't get on there will be on here. This week we're going to have a comedy roast, first time comedy roast against each comics. I'm going to be going against a good friend of mine, Nick Anthony Heaton, at the Low Beat this coming Tuesday at 8 o'clock. It's a free show, so come on out there and see us make an ass out of ourselves. Whoever gets the best jokes in, we get 6 jokes to do, and whoever gets the best jokes in gets to advance to the next round. So, Nick Anthony, when you hear this, watch out, I'm gunning for you. Jay McBride is going to put this together, so let's give a shout out to Jay McBride. She's a great comic. She performed the Comedy Works. She was in the Buzzer Festival competition a couple of years ago. She's been to Vegas. As a matter of fact, her and the owner of the Comedy Works, Tommy Nietzsche, along with Grady Dixon, they have a radio show on 88.3 The Saint, which I'm wearing, of course, the shirt. They had their comedy show that different comics who were performing at the Comedy Works that weekend on every Friday morning from 10 to 11 in the morning. So apparently so far I'm the only listener listening to this show. So thank you to Noah. Thank you. You're very welcome. Maybe someday I'll be on their show. Who knows? Also, I'm going to be doing the Madison Theater coming up 27th of this month. Tickets are on sale now. A good friend of mine named Howie Jones. He put together. He's been doing that Madison Theater for 2 years now, and this is going to be the last show that he's having there, because he's going to be going to New York City. So yeah, it's sad. He's leaving us. He's going to New York City for better, positions. He's going to be doing some producing and stuff down there. So I wish him the best of luck down here. And I get to be on his final show. I've been to the Madison Theater quite a few times. I've been in the audience a lot. So I'm guessing you're going to be on stage this time doing that. So no, we don't want that. This is what we want. Yeah, Jerry, not Jerry Springer either. So I'm glad to do that. As a matter of fact, the day of the show, which is again August 27th, the show time starts at 8 o'clock. Tickets are $15. You get them all you can before they get sold out. I have Howie Jones as my first guest on my podcast. I'm going to meet at the theater, and we're going to sit down and do a little podcast thing, and he'll be my first guest before he goes on the city. I want to thank you again for giving me this opportunity to be on there. Absolutely. Also, I want to give shout out to Carl Carey and the amazing Blaze. Blaze has his everyday what you call YouTube thing on his phone. He puts on the internet and the Facebook all the time. So he has his own podcast. Carl and Carey also have a podcast of their own together. It's called a CMD podcast. You can catch that on YouTube. So absolutely, give a shout out to them too. They're good friends of mine. I love them. And as a matter of fact, I was a Blaze special guest one night when he was doing the host in the lobby. I walked in. And he goes, "Hey, look, everybody, it's Jerry. What Diamond?" He goes, "I want you on stage. I'm going to do one interview." It's like, "What, me? Right now? I just walked in." So I went up there and we just played it along, and it was really, really good. We had a good time, and I want to thank him for having me on his podcast. He's very amazing. And Carla Carey, she hosts the Low Beat the second and fourth Tuesday each month. So please go out and check that out. Absolutely. She's another redhead, and one time I really irritated her because I called her the grandmother of comedy, and I thought she was going to punch me in the throat and deck my halls. But she didn't do that, so I was grateful for that. So, sorry, Carl Carey. But as a matter of fact, I was a host on her show just recently, and it was really good. A lot of people came out and saw it, and I had a good time doing it. It was my fourth time hosting. I've hosted before. I've hosted at the Lark Tavern, which will be this coming Monday. So give a shout out to Lark Tavern. Second year in a row. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Second year in a row for being the best open mic in the capital region. Absolutely. I've been going there for almost 4 years now, and there's a lot of great people there, and they're wonderful. They take me in as their own family, and I'm very grateful for that. There's a lot of great comics out there. Rich Williams, who's also going to be the headliner of the Madison Theater that's coming up. Give a shout out to Rich Williams. He's been from LA. He's done things out there. He wrote jokes for Disney. He's wrote stuff for Tim Allen, who was on Tool Time back in the day. Love that guy. Ho, 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 ho. When my oldest daughter was a baby and that show was on the air, and every time Tim Allen would go, ho, 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 I would do the same thing, and then my daughter would catch that doing it, and it was like a dynamic duo, trio actually, but Tim Allen was in Hollywood, so he's going to be headlining, and there's going to be Michael Lester's going to be there. Dre, another great famous comedian, she's funny as hell. I love her to death, and she's going to be there as well. It's going to be a lot of great. It's going to be fun. They're going to have a good time. I'm going to be there, of course. Michael Gregg, he's going to be hosting the show, the Dr. Style Michael Gregg. So shout out to all these guys. This year, I'm also going to be doing a talent show at the Columbia County Fair. And I'm going to do it with another friend of mine named James Moore. It's August 31st, the first day of the fair. The talent show starts at noontime, but our division doesn't start at the 4 o'clock. There's like 3 different divisions. There's the young kids, then there's the teenagers, the teeny boppers, and then there's the adults, the seniors. We get to perform at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, either 4 or 5. I'll have to double check that. And this year I'm going to be doing a skit from the Abbott Costello. Again, as my daughter would say, the dinosaur era. We're going to do Who's on First. I'm going to redo that. I'm going to try and make it to a musical. Don't know yet how it's going to work out, but I'm going to try it out, see how it happens. We're supposed to do it last year, do a talent show last year. It was going to be me and a friend of mine, James Moore, we just mentioned, and of course, another good friend of mine, another comedian, the great late Maura O'Neill. As a matter of fact, she had a birthday coming up pretty soon, the 14th of this month. She would have been 42 years old. It's going to be a year, August 29th, since she passed away. I'm sorry, 28th, since she passed away. And it's heartbreaking still, you know. It's still, I miss her every day, and it hasn't been the same. You know, there was a time that I didn't want to give up doing comedy because of what happened. I got into comedy because I want to make people happy. There's a lot of unhappiness in this world, and I love making people happy, and I want to make this a career goal for me. If I had known being a comic was in a career such a category back in the day, I would have signed up for that. But we had the mayor, we had the firefighters, we had police officers, we had sewage workers and garbage disposals, janitors. Nothing about being a comedian. So, but now I'm doing it now, and I've been doing it, like I said, going on 4 years now, and I enjoy doing it. But Maura left behind not only a bunch of friends and family, but she left behind her only son, Michael McCarthy O'Neill, who is now 13, and I'm sure it's been hard on him. I haven't heard from him since the funeral, and hopefully when I get this out there, if you can get this, get a hold of me and see what's going on, and, you know, space with you, and maybe we can do something, hang out or something. Her birthday, her 42nd birthday, would have been 42 years old, and her first anniversary of her passing. And there isn't a day doesn't go by I don't miss her and I don't think about her. And she passed away of a accidental drug overdose. And if I mentioned before in my other podcast, drugs are a horrible thing. I mean, okay, you smoke cigarettes and stuff like that, but when you get the heavy artillery with heroin and cocaine, and especially when it gets laced with stuff, anything's possible. You take your life away just like that. And as it is, we already lost 3 people in the Columbia County region now by me. The youngest one just being 19 years old of an accidental overdose, and the other 2 were 22, and another girl was 27 years old, and she had a 2-year-old daughter. So she left behind a 2-year-old daughter. Let me tell you something, people. If you have kids and you're doing drugs, you need to get rid of the drugs, because the kids are your number one priority. Number one priority. I have daughters of my own, and they are always my number one priority. There is nothing in the world. Drugs and alcohol is not going to take me away from trying to be a parent. Being a parent is a hard job today, especially when you're a single parent. So, you know, you think your life is hard, you go take a walk around and see all the homeless people out there that have no job, no place to live, no money. They're out there begging for money to help, you know, so they can get somewhere some food or even a cup of coffee. So if you think drugs are the answer and they're going to help you solve your problems, it may work out for a little bit, but I guarantee you 100% at the end, you're going to fall down heavier than you were before, and it's going to make you a lot worse than you can ever dream of. So that's what's going to happen to you. Get rid of the drugs. It's not worth it, especially when you have kids. You're supposed to be there for your kids, not your kids being there for you. So that being said, stay off the drugs. And Maura, I know you're listening. I know you're up there or down there or somewhere in between this world. I love you. I miss you. And may you rest in peace. And Michael, when you get this, I hope you get a hold of me so we can, you know, get together and, you know, see what we can do. We had a fundraiser for him last year, the Comedy Works, and raised a lot of money for him for his college. So hopefully, you know, he's living with his aunt, and he's the only child again. He has no other siblings. So my thoughts are with you, my friend, and I hope you're doing well. And I love you, man. Okay, now back to me. Yeah. As I said earlier, this Tuesday at the Low Beat is going to be the first time annual comedian roast, where each comic They roast each other on stage, and whoever gets the best jokes out there and gets the most laughs wins. The judges are going to be Jay McBride, as I mentioned earlier, and Rich Williams. I don't know who's going to be there on Tuesday because there's two roasts going on. The one at Low Beat in Central and Quail, and then the other one at 388 Broadway, Saratoga at the Comedy Works. So either way, and I believe out there would be Lauren Turnzak and Michael McLaughlin. So best luck to you two, and may the best comic win. That's all I gotta say. There's a lot of great comics out there, and we've all been doing a lot of new comedians too, and they've been out there giving out there. Quentin Davis, he's pretty new. He's been around 6 months or so. He's been killing it all over the place. Michael Cowell, he's another one. He's really good. He's really good. Cody Montana, he's funny as hell. Tommy McGuire, he hasn't started his first open mic about a month ago on Lark Street, and I know Blaze had announced it earlier before on his podcast, but now I'm going to announce it on mine. He has comics coming up there. He's having a second one coming up, I believe, this coming Thursday. It's just down right across from the old Bombers on Lark Street there in Albany. It's in the art gallery. It's a nice place. I've been there. I was already there once, and what he does, he has comics come and do open mic, and if they do their set, they sit down with them and tell them what they're doing wrong, what's good with their set, what's not good with their set, what they should do and shouldn't do, and it's a good idea. And even the Comedy Works every Tuesday, they have a writing session from 6 to 8. Then we have our open mic, so it gives us the tools that we need to become better performers for all you people out there, so you get our jokes and have a good time. So it's not good just for us as comedians, but it's good for you as the audience. So. And I know I've heard people, they listen to my podcast, they get a kick out of it, and they love it, and I'm glad to hear that. And I'm hoping to get out there more and do a lot more. And I've been down to the city once this year. I'm gonna go back down after Labor Day, do some more stuff down there, hang with my good buddy Brandon Sagar. Oh, by the way, which brings me up to another good friend of mine, stand-up comedian David Shine. Let's give it to Mr. David Shine. He will be performing at the Funny Bones this Wednesday night. He's going to be heading to L.A. soon. He's right now living in New York City, but he's originally from up here, upstate New York, in a town called Castleton, New York. And I've known him for a couple of years. He's a good friend of mine. He's come a long ways, and he's funny as hell. And I love that guy. And he's going to move to L.A. soon to pursue his career more. And he's been doing really well, and I'm very proud of him. I remember when he first started, he was like the worst person I ever saw on stage besides myself. But let me tell you something. That man has come a long ways. He's learned a lot, and he's paid his dues, and he's one hell of a guy. And I have nothing but respect and love for him. So, this is for you, my friend David Shine. And yes, I will be seeing you Wednesday night, and thank you for the ticket. So, I can't wait to see you. And we're going to have a good time, and I know you'll be going to LA, so I want to see you for you at LA. You know, maybe give you some pointers what I do for my comedy career. Who knows, maybe someday we'll run each other on stage, and I'll maybe open it up for you or something, or you open it up for me. Who knows? One that can never tell. So, what else has been going on? Oh, I took my daughter out driving today. My 16-year-old daughter, she's been want to get her a license, and she's a pretty good driver for the most part. But she knows how to do a 3-point turn. She's driving down the highway and the throughway. She keeps up with the speed. She's really good. She had control of the car, and she had a situation a while back when she had her mom's car and they broke down I-90, and that kind of freaked her out. But she handled it pretty well, and I'm very proud of her for that. So today we started learning our parallel parking, which is the most difficult thing to do. You have a lot of concentration and patience, which she has none. That's why she'll never be a doctor. So, but I love her, and you know, I told her I'm there for her. I'm going to get her through this, and we're going to get this together. I've taught a lot of people how to drive in the past, and at the parallel park, and I tell you what, the first time I took them out for the road test, they all passed, you know, because their biggest fear was learning how to parallel park, and it is a pain in the ass. Now, back in my day when I parallel park, I used 2 cars. Today, you only use 1 car, which I don't know. So, but I taught my sister how to drive to her parallel park, and she passed the first time. So, my daughter should do well. She's got that patience, and she has to have the courage and more patience than anything. She's like her father, has no patience whatsoever. She is so my child, because I had no patience with a lot of things, and I had to learn how to have patience, you know. And I've been learning that about patience, because if you don't have patience, you're not going to succeed anywhere. So you're going to fall apart, then they're going to crumble up on top of you, and you're just not going to get anywhere. No matter if it's in your personal life or your business life or anything, you have to have patience. And I'm still learning that. I maybe give the advice up. I had to learn to take my own advice, and and I'm starting to do that. So, but hopefully, I'm gonna take her out. I'm gonna take her out Wednesday, but I can't take her out Wednesday because I'm gonna be seeing David Shine. So I gotta get her on the phone again. That we can't do Wednesday. Maybe we'll just have to do Sunday. Maybe I can sneak in Saturday or something. We'll see. Probably, yeah, maybe Saturday. We'll see. That's again my agenda. I got a lot of stuff coming up. Get ready for. I got the roast. I got the Madison Theater. I got the Columbia County Fair coming up. So I got a lot of stuff coming up, and I just I do a lot of writing and get things out, and hopefully things start coming together. I come a long ways. They really have, and I want to thank all my friends and family out there for having the patience and helping me out and get me through. This has been a difficult year. It really has been. It was more, her and I were going to take classes together. We were going to do shows together, and then she's no longer with us. Just here today, gone tomorrow. And no matter what it is, no matter if it's drugs or health problems, or you get killed in a car accident, it's just, that's one of them deals. But on a happy note, again, I want to thank Howie Jones for having me do the Madison Theater this week, or I'm sorry, not this week, 27th of this month. Again, tickets are $15. Get them while you can. And the show starts at 8 o'clock. Michael Gregg is going to be hosting the show, and Rich Williams is going to be headlining. And of course, it'll be Dr. Dre. I call her Dre. Dr. Dre, but her name is Dre. Michael Lash is going to be on the card. Myself is going to be on the card. Sorry, but not sorry. It's going to be on there. They're a great improv group. They're funny as hell. I've seen them many times. They're really, really good, and I can't wait to see them again. So, and this Monday, of course, is Lark Street Tavern tomorrow. I think they're going to try to do some kind of a hashtag war thing. See how that goes. I don't know if they're still going to have it or not. We'll see. But like I said, hopefully have this podcast today as well as last week. Sorry I didn't get last week's on it yet because of technical difficulties. These computers, And here's the thing about computers: if you don't know how to do it, I'm not computer illiterate. I'm looking about to turn the damn thing on, for crying out loud, and do what I'm doing now. Other than that, I don't have no clue what the hell I'm doing. I like the old technology ways. My father, he's 67 years old. He doesn't even have a computer. He has no Facebook. I'm lucky he even has one of the cell phones. He's got the flip-flop cell phones. He's not computer literate. He can't stand computers. He wants nothing to do with the internet because he says nothing about drama. If he wanted to see drama, all he do is hang out with the family, or put on one of the stations that have the like One Life to Live or Days of Our Lives, Put on one of them channels, for Christ's sakes. But you gotta live life to the fullest, and you gotta have fun doing what you're doing. And believe me, that's what I'm doing. I have fun doing what I'm doing. I love doing what I'm doing, and I hope to get to where I am. Maybe someday you'll see me on a Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon or Steve Colbert if he's still around. I heard his radio kind of going down the tubes a little bit. His is still going like. And that's what's happening with Steve Colbert. We should be back David Letterman. I saw David Letterman in one of his photos on YouTube recently, and that man has aged. His hair went from his head all the way down to his face. He looked like Santa Claus on meth, for crying out loud. But he's got a beard. I can't believe he has a beard. What the hell is he thinking? He's all bald now, and he's got a face full of hair. But I'm gonna be signing up now. So this is Jerry What the What Diamond, episode number 5. Hopefully I'll get them to 4, like I said, and this one on tomorrow, so I can see it. If anything you want to talk about, any kind of topics you want to talk about, feel free to message me about it. And the next time I have another show, we'll do that. I'm gonna try something different next week. So I said I'm gonna do it this week, but I didn't get a chance to do it. So hopefully next week I'm gonna try using my camcorder to see how this get a better set on this thing. I know some people are saying they can see but not see, that they make of it. So we'll see what happens with that. Um, and again, Howie, thank you. And again, yes, Howie Jones will be my first guest August 27th on my podcast. I'm going to do it up in Albany and see how that goes. And then from there, I'll have other guests come on and we'll do spot places. We'll go somewhere and do a shop, whether it's at a coffee shop or in a house or at the mall, whatever. We'll do something and be entertaining. So my podcast is going to be like, this is my main place right here. My bedroom, my office, wherever you want to call it. This is where I do all my stuff. And yes, that's where I do my writing, my thinking, sex, whatever you want to call it. That's what we do. So this is Jerry What the What Diamond signing off. Until next time, I will see you all tomorrow at Lark's Tavern. If not there, on Low Beat on Tuesday night for the big roast off. Nick Anthony, you little bitch, get ready because Jerry Diamond's coming after you with full force. I love you. Until then, y'all have a good night and keep America laughing. Thank you very much.